Monday, Luka Doncic became the youngest player to sign a $200 million deal at 22 years old. He inked a 5-year, $207 million extension. Shortly after signing this new deal, the Mavericks held a press conference in Slovenia, which included Doncic, Mark Cuban, Jason Kidd, Nico Harrison, among others. One glaring statement was Doncic wanting to improve team chemistry. Listen for yourself.
I know we made some great moves in the free agency, but I think one of the most important things to win is the chemistry that the team have off the court. Like, for example, in Slovenia, we had amazing chemistry the whole time, and I think that led us to winning games. And I think that's what we need in Dallas.
Max?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. With the Sixers still shopping Ben Simmons, should the Mavs target him to pair with Luka?
Yes, they should. And Stephen A., this was Jordan Schultz's idea when we were covering the draft a couple of weeks ago. You were on vacay. And at first I was like, hold on a second. You got a point guard center combination in Simmons and Embiid and in Luka and Porzingis, which on paper you go, okay, you got your ball handler, you got your big. Why would anyone do a deal to put the two ball handlers on one team and the two bigs on the other? Well, because it's not working right now as is. Porzingis is a distressed asset, obviously. So is Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is available, Stephen A. And what's the issue with him? At first blush, you go, wait a minute. He needs the ball in his hands, and so does Luka. The issue is he can't shoot. That's the issue. Maybe people will question his work ethic in terms of working on his shot, but he can't shoot. He can do everything else at historically elite levels. He's one of the best defenders you ever want to see. Versatile, big, energetic, willing to play it, take on tough assignments, and he does it really, really well. He has the best handles at his size of all time. Show me another 6'10" guy who can handle like Ben Simmons, even 6'8", 6'9", right? This guy's handles are ridiculous. His court vision, his basketball IQ, everything except the shot. Well, the thing about the Mavericks is you don't need to shoot. You can have one player who in the dunker spot, or Simmons can be off ball oftentimes. That's the whole criticism in the playoffs. You got to take the ball out of his hands. Yeah, it's in Luka's hands. But it's not like Simmons can't handle and make plays. The basketball IQ and ball movement on a team with Luka and Ben Simmons would be through the roof. Ben Simmons got warts. You want to point out what you don't like about him? That's why he's available. Otherwise, a dude entering his prime who does everything just about as well as you ever want to see anyone do it at his size wouldn't be available. So you got to accept the warts. But if they could swing a deal for Ben Simmons, you got Luka and Ben Simmons, oh my God. And who says that'll be the end of the star collecting in Dallas? But it's an excellent start.
I disagree. I don't like it at all. I'm not knocking Ben Simmons as an overall talent because I think he's a star in the making. I just think that he's, listen, he doesn't even have to get a perimeter shot. He's good for 23 a night if he could just hit free throws. Literally could just hit free throws. He's good for 23 a night. But when you look at him and Luka, I would remind you, Max, that when you think about Ben Simmons, he was absolutely horrific, shooting at about 30% from the free throw line. I think it was like 15 or 45 in the series in the 7-game series against the Atlanta Hawks in the semifinals. He shot, I don't know what his number was for the season, but it wasn't that impressive, like 61%, I believe, something like that. He can't hit free throws. That is a problem. And so because that's a problem, think about Dallas and how they're constructed. We simply don't know as of yet. But they're not rife with shot makers, okay? So that's problematic in and of itself. If you put Luka and Ben Simmons on there together, yes, Luka averaged 27 a game. I would remind you that Luka shot 73% from the free throw line. He shot 53% from the free throw line in the playoffs. 27 of 51 free throws. I mean, you got to imagine that they'll both improve to some degree. But in the end, if you're that kind of liability from the perimeter, because Luka isn't the greatest jump shooter in the world. He hits clutch shots, but he isn't the greatest jump shooter in the world. The fact is, him with Ben Simmons, to me, doesn't work. Ben Simmons has to be on a team where you have an abundance of perimeter shooters. That, to me, is the ideal place for him, because then he can just simply focus on his free throws. And other than that, playing the way that he plays in terms of ball handling, running an offense, creating plays for other people, etc. Because he definitely is elite at creating open shots for other people because of his athleticism, his speed, his size, his ball handling skills, and his ability to get to the basket at will and finish at the basket for the most part. This is a guy that can create open shots for other people. If you surround him on a team, let's say like Portland with McCollum and Covington and all of these guys, that would be different because obviously if you got Ben Simmons, you'd probably lose Damian Lillard. But if you had him on a team like that, if you had him on a team like Golden State, where Golden State, you got Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, although they're a bit hesitant to bring him on board. They're a camp divided in Golden State from what I'm hearing, Max, because they don't believe him and Draymond should be on the court at the same time. One
Probably
or the
right.
other, not both. But nevertheless, I think that Klay and Steph are such elite shooters and so elite at moving without the basketball, getting open to get shots. I think that you could still get away with it if you're the Golden State Warriors because we don't give credit enough where credit is due to the basketball savant that Draymond Green is. This brother knows how to pass. He knows how to play. He's a highly intelligent basketball player. And he knows not just who to give it to, which most situations it's Klay, but when and how. And I've seen him giving passes while setting picks all at the same time. Draymond just knows what the hell he's doing. And so for me, I don't mind the thought of him and Ben Simmons being there together the way some people inside Golden State's organization may mind. But Ben Simmons has to be surrounded by at least a couple of perimeter shooters on the floor with him.
Let me tell you the evolution of
shooters.
Let me tell you the evolution of my thinking here. Remember, when I said Embiid and Simmons, it's not that they don't work together, but that you could maximize them if you separate them. My point was, I looked at Antetokounmpo. The Greek Freak and Ben Simmons were similar players early, but they built a team around the Greek Freak. They never did that around Simmons, exactly as you're describing. Put shooters all around him. Mm-hmm. You either double him or he's taking it to the rack. And if you do double him, he's going to find the open man. That's a way you can go far. I agree. Okay. And that's why I proposed the trade to Portland. I said Simmons, Matisse, maybe Maxey, a draft pick, Damian Lillard, right? I'm talking about from the Mavericks' point of view here. You need to get better. It's a league with big threes, not just two dudes, three dudes where you're like Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame. Dallas ain't going to do it with just Luka. And they're not even going to do it with Luka and one other dude if Brooklyn or LA is healthy. But you got to start with another special kind of player. So who's available? Ben Simmons is available. And those two basketball IQ passers at their size with everything they can do, everything you mentioned about them, the only thing really glaringly missing is Ben Simmons shooting. That's it. Otherwise, look out.
Yeah, but the problem with it, Max, is that you got to have somebody to pass it to. And the fact of the matter is you look at Dallas's roster, that doesn't exist, number one. Number two, remember Porzingis in Dallas, the belief is that his relationship with Luka Doncic is the biggest problem. Sure. Just as big of a problem as his durability. We keep forgetting Porzingis was healthy against the Clippers. He did play in that series, okay? But somehow, some way, it just didn't mesh. Now you come to Philadelphia and you think about Ben Simmons. Well, if you listen to the scuttlebutt that's circulating around the NBA over the last week or so, Max, you're hearing that Ben Simmons may not want to come back to Philadelphia. That he's hearing that the Philadelphia 76ers, although their asking price was pretty steep, was busy entertaining an abundance of trade offers for him, and as a result, he doesn't want to go there, and who knows whether or not he may show up to training camp. I haven't spoken to the Philadelphia 76ers to confirm that, but those are the kind of things that you're hearing over the last week. So my point is that the same kind of problems that you may fear or that you already have realized with Porzingis, you may fear ultimately with Ben Simmons, and those are things to take into consideration as well.
You got to do your due diligence there and see if it will work. You got to talk to the guys and everything. But I think it was Jordan Schultz's idea on this show when he floated the idea during the draft. And at first I was skeptical. The more I thought about it, the more I liked it for Dallas. I want to say one thing real quick. I was digging into Philadelphia 76ers Twitter, right? I was looking, what do the fans have to say? And one fan brought up, I found the numbers, I forgot his name, I apologize, but brought up Ben Simmons plus minus in the 4 losses to Atlanta, right? When he was on the floor, the 76ers in the 4 losses to Atlanta were over +4. So they were winning by at least 4 points. When he was off the floor, they were minus 32 and change. So as bad a rap as he got because he doesn't shoot it at all, he can't shoot free throws, he is so good in every other area. He was still a net plus in those 4 losses.
I think he's a star. I think he's a star in the making. He hits free throws. He's a star. Free throws. He's a star.
Yeah.
He's got almost everything.
And a little floater would be nice from 8 to 12.
I got a number for you. Luka averaged 35 in the playoffs. Okay.
10 and 8. 35, 10 and 8.
Bama, no big surprise. Numero uno in the coaches poll. Paul